Good evening. Welcome, everybody. My name is Cami, and I am part of the Harmony Patching team, and we're just thrilled to have you here. We have found something pretty exciting, absolutely life-changing for many, and very excited that you're here. So, if this is your first time on the call or you are a guest of someone, please type your name in the chat. And at the end, we'll do a drawing for the guests and the people who invited them. So you must be present to win. So hang on through the information. I think you're going to find this pretty exciting. And so type in your name and the person who invited you. And we're thrilled that you're here. So, what we're talking about tonight are these amazing patches. So, it looks like a round band-aid, and you peel it, the backing off of it, and stick it on your body like this, and it starts making changes to your body. Well, your body is doing all the work, and it is at the cellular level. So we're going to talk about how and why this works, and I'll get started with a slideshow right now. So if you guys don't mind muting when you pop in, that's fantastic. And sorry, I've got to move my share computer sound. We've got to make sure we do that. We have a video, and all of my bars are in the wrong place. So just a second while I move the bars.
Tammy, Holly said she's waiting to be admitted.
Okay, Heather will admit her.
Thank
Yep, I've
you.
already got her in there.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, awesome. So today we're talking about, well, you know you're in the right place if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired and you're looking for natural solutions. You don't want one more medication. In fact, you may want to get off of the medications that you're on. So that's what we're talking about this evening. So we're also talking about the future of medicine. Um, it's here, it's now. We've had this technology for about 20 years, and it's about unlocking the body's innate ability to heal. Innate means that it was designed that way. Your body is meant to heal. So this is a fun fact. Well, maybe not so fun of a fact. You know, we are designed to be creatures of light. And so if you notice, our lifestyles have us inside and indoors way too much with the wrong kinds of light. So this is telling our bodies the sunlight actually heals us, and we have a deficiency of the right kinds of light in our body. So, just so you know, we are not medical professionals. I'm not going to be diagnosing or treating um, people here on this call. Always consult with your medical health provider. And we're talking about products that are classified as a wellness device with the FDA, even though nothing but light is going in your body. So, this content that I'm sharing is for informational purposes only, and you can learn more at this beautiful website, harmonypatching.com. I suggest you go to that website, write it down, and be a happy clicker. You will be just pleasantly surprised at all the information at that website. So, let's talk about stem cell research for a minute. You know, as we're little, as we're babies developing, we have a ton of stem cells. And as we age, we heal slower and our body repairs slower from injuries. So, if you notice, people just kind of accept it as an aging decline. Well, you're just getting older. And I'm happy to tell you that we have a way of helping wake up those dormant stem cells that go dormant as we age. We're talking about a groundbreaking use of phototherapy. And if nobody has told you and you've lived this long, guess what? Your body is made up of cells. Those are the building blocks of every organ, everything in your body. Even your blood is made up of cells, right? So your cells are how your body functions. So if we can get your cells to work better, um, how about that would be a pretty amazing thing. And guess your cells listen to light frequencies, and the light frequencies tell the body what to do. In fact, hospitals used to have solariums because people knew that sunlight was medicine. How amazing is that? That's pretty cool. Over the years, people have harnessed and used light for therapies and for surgeries, for different things, right? You can see different applications here, including the infrared sauna. But tonight we're talking about wearable light technology. Those patches, that patch that I showed you is is activated by your own body light, and it reflects that body light back at your own self. So I'm not sure that I'm sorry if there's background noise. Um, so the athlete's secret sauce. These patches have been used since 2019. Or the X39 came out in 2019. And that is what was an absolute game changer, because that patch signals your body to activate a peptide that releases your own stem cells, your own repair cells. So prior to this, the company's been around for over 20 years. And so prior to this has kind of been in the secret sauce of the athletic world. You see Michael Phelps here wearing the energy enhancers. They could have circled both of them on him because there's a white patch and a tan patch, but we can talk about that in a minute. Mike Tyson, you can see him wearing a patch on his sternum. Tom Brady says he wouldn't have been able to play football so long without the use of these wonderful patches. You can see Serena Williams having the patch on her wrist. So amazing, amazing secret sauce. And since 2019, the company has exploded with growth. You can imagine, so many people are looking for ways to activate their own healthy cellular activity. So, what happens when you activate those repair cells? You can rapid pain relief, you get reduced inflammation, wound healing. Oh, we're going to hear about that in a minute. Energy, vitality. I couldn't stop touching my skin and noticing wrinkles going away. Faster recovery from exercise, mental clarity. And I'll show you some pictures and you will see for yourself that this is truly age reversal technology. And we're not adding any drugs or stimulants to the body. There's no side effects. This was developed for the Navy SEALs in 2004. And this is a privately held company. And our inventor, David Schmidt, has over 200 patents on his incredible inventions. And he is an amazing human being, I must say. I'm more and more impressed with him every time I learn something new about him. So here's a video that explains more.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, and live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHKCU, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy. For improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being. With the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that can support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
I love it. Whoops. I'm gonna have to stop sharing for just a second and get back into my slideshow. Pretty cool. All right. So we are talking about a patented information. So we're going to start the slideshow. There we go. Resume slideshow. There we go. Okay. So there are tons of studies that have been backing up the patents and then backing up how these patches work on the body and the effects that they have. And also the X39 tells your body to make a copper peptide. This copper peptide, GHKCU, has been studied for over 50 years. So this isn't just, somebody dreamed up 20 years ago. This is something that people have been talking about for over 50 years. We just happen to have the technology to activate your own body to create this amazing peptide. So I encourage you to go to harmonypatching.com and go to the science tab. If you are sciencey like me, here's where to find it. There's over 90 clinical studies that you can look at, and you can look at more information about GHKCU. That's the copper peptide that we talk about, that the X39 makes. So I'm just saying, pretty amazing stuff. So after 6 weeks of wearing the X39, people reversed age cardiovascularly by an average of 8 weeks. So that means that looking at their biomarkers for their heart, they actually looked like on paper 8 weeks younger than when they started the study. How cool is that? So I know it's pretty uncommon to see people walking around and understand that their biological age may be different than their chronological age, but here you are. Here's the evidence of one study of people using the X39. And then there is a study that finds that human brains have 5 distinct phases in their lifetime, and different phases of development and then change and then aging. what if we could do something about the aging part? This study was um, brain mapping and study of uh, quite a few individuals. I love this one way that they showed the 77-year-old woman, and it showed at the beginning of the study, this is a map of her brain and showing a very hot brain. She had some cognition issues and a very hot brain at the beginning. And you can see the kind of the pendulum swinging the other way before the body finds its balance. In session 2, 3 weeks in. So that's 3 weeks of using the X39 patch. And then after 3 more weeks of using the X39 patch, by session 3, you see the brain finding a beautiful balance. Aqua in this example, in this type of mapping, aqua is what you're looking for, and you're looking for the a big section of balance and a smaller section. So this is really truly a beautifully balanced brain right there. So using the X39 showed that it decreased brain inflammation, improved memory, focus, and cognitive brain function. And there is a fact that increasing that copper peptide supports cell and nerve regeneration. And one of our fun slides. This is truly talking about age reversal, not anti-aging. So anti-aging means that you're just kind of pressing pause on the aging moving forward, but you get to keep all of your wrinkles and all of the debilitating parts of aging. But age reversal is different, and that is going back in time. It's really truly messaging your cells to rebuild your DNA back how you were in your 20s. It's pretty cool. And this person down here on the bottom left is Dr. Harmon. And I love it when Tracy says, you can see Grandpa Dude turn into Hot Dude, and he actually loves it too. He was here in January, a week ago, visiting us and doing sharing his story about using the patches. And he's a pretty amazing human being. We're so thankful for all the research that he's done on the patches as well. So, spine health, you can just see here indicators of cells being regenerated. I want to point out too that this X-ray picture, it took some time. It's not a quick fix. So when we may have issues or problems that we want those cells, those repair cells to go to, we cannot tell them where to go, but they do go over time. They go to repair what your body needs most. So we're so thankful for these patches. The results that you see here came from a little bit over a year of using the patches and some chiropractic care. And thank God for that. That's beautiful stuff. And then you can see a person with a very curvy back getting some relief, and that was 2 months, I'm sorry, a month time. Here you go, some more skin. So we're talking about rebuilding your collagen, helping restore balance in your hormones, helping your vein health. You can see hair color and actual hair regeneration, pigmentation of the skin restored. Pretty amazing. This person with vitiligo, it is the same person in all 4 pictures. You know, these are people that have been told, well, sorry, you're always going to have that. And it's such an honor and a joy to be able to share a solution with them that that could help them. We can't tell them how long it's going to take, but how cool is that? So repairs, there are features about this that help repair fast-growing cells, or repairs from surgeries. This doctor has um, closed his in-person, in-office practice and is able to help people remotely without prescriptions. How cool is that? He gives these patches to every patient in his practice. So that's pretty cool. And don't forget your furry friends. Please write down this time tomorrow. Come back to this call tomorrow. I have a story to tell you. I have a cat who has uh, used up one of her lives in the last week, and she's doing amazing. And I have a great testimony about the patches to share with you about that. So, Heather, would you like to, before we do this, Heather, I'm going to pause the sharing. And Karilyn, would you unmute and tell us about um your experience about the with the patches? You have a couple of experiences both with pain and with your knees, your surgery. So
Yes.
what were you like before you were patching, and what has your life been like now?
I couldn't go upstairs and downstairs, so I started wearing the patches after Tracy introduced it to me on May 1 of 2022, and I had two knee replacement surgeries, one in April of 24, and then 6 months later in October of 24. My physician, who's great, anyone that needs a knee replaced, you have to use my doctor. But anyway, the first surgery, they talk about range of motion. When you get back to, when you come home from your surgery, you don't bend those knees very well. And they want you to bend your knees so that you can get back your normal rate, at least a normal range of motion. For me, they wanted me to get back to 130. So that would be, almost that way. 2 weeks after my first surgery, my range of motion was not great. It was 70. By the time that was April 19. By the time April 30 came around, my range of motion was 108. I was healing really well. I actually became my doctor's star patient, he said. He couldn't believe how fast I was healing. But then the second surgery on October 30, the eighth day after my surgery, my range of motion was 105. And by the
Wow.
I was 115, and 36 3 weeks later I was at 130. So I healed really fast. I wouldn't use a walker. I didn't want to use a cane. I did a lot of exercising at home, and I think it's great. I'm 80, I'll be 81, and I am a patient of a geriatrics doctor. I am her only patient that does not take any meds, and I'm happy about that. My husband, who's sitting here, John, this is John. Say hello.
Hey, John.
Well, he is amazing. He's 85, and he started the same time I did, but he also started on a patch called X49. Can you just briefly, Cami, tell us what that's for? It's like
The X49 is for EMF protection, electromagnetic field protection, but it also tells your body to release another copper peptide that's different, like a sister copper peptide to X39, which helps your brain, your heart, your muscles, and your bones, and also helps restore testosterone for men.
And you can, I guess, when you're working out, you come back.
Great for recovery.
Well, John, really, he's an animal. He could do 50 push-ups in 30 seconds. Now, we saw a man, a Ukrainian, that broke a record doing that, and John said, "Oh, I'm going to try and beat him." And he actually did. On his 82nd birthday, he did 82 consecutive push-ups in a
No,
row.
fifth,
But
fifth. Oh yeah, yeah.
but anyway, John, do you want to say something about the patches for you?
Well, yeah. I'm just getting over the flu right now, so I don't have a lot of energy. But I will say that I feel like they enabled me to be able to do 50 push-ups in 30 seconds. I was doing fine with that until I just recently had an emergency appendicitis operation. And so that kind of slowed me up. And so I haven't gotten back up to 50 yet. But the other day I was excited. I did 44, no, 45 in 28 seconds. And
Yeah.
so I'll keep working at it and keep using the X49, and I know I'll get
Yeah,
great results.
it's great.
Fantastic. Well,
John,
thank you.
we do a fundraiser for sex trafficking and raise money, and John, his goal is usually 10,000 push-ups in a month, and he
Mhm.
does it. So thank you for letting us share.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Oh my goodness. Anybody else want to join John doing those push-ups for a good cause?
I might
Thank you
volunteer,
so
Jim.
much. Awesome. Well, that's pretty amazing. All right. Well, let's go back to our slides. And Heather, will you tell these lovely people how to get the patches?
Absolutely. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the patches. Obviously, Kimmy's covered the X39, which is our flagship. And seriously, this and one more patch that I'm going to talk about. Those are your two go-tos right off the bat. They sell for retail at $149.95, but we never like to do that. We want to sell it wholesale, the same price that we pay for it. And so you could get a 30-day supply for $99.95, which is a $50 savings and incredible. And just this one little sell will blow your mind away. Next.
I'm trying.
Okay.
There we go. Wow.
So your first order will be a wholesale pack, and we have four of them. Core is pretty standard, where this is for one enough for one person. We get you the specific or the as needed core products in this one for $2.95, and it's a one time. The advanced pack is where you have two or more users, or you might want to have a little bit of extra product on hand. And then the advanced plus and the premium are if you have a family that you want to do, or you've got other people you want to share it with. And those, like I said, the core and the advanced, 295, 535, advanced at 975, and then the premium at 1750. Now, again, this is your first wholesale package. After that, we do a monthly subscription, typically X39 and some Eon that I'm going to talk about, which starts out at about $99.95 as our wholesale price.
Sorry, I'm trying to move the slide.
I know you are. So we're going to show you a couple examples of the core pack. And the core pack at the wholesale price of $2.95, we start out with one X39, which is the one that Cammie's been talking about that all of us is the go-to one. Another one that we always pair up with the X39 is the Eon. And the Eon is called the Happy Patch. And it's also really good for inflammation. Our body has so much inflammation. It's crazy what that inflammation does to all aspects of our physical health. And so the Eon is a big contributor to helping with and works really well with the X39. Another idea to put on that is the Alavita. And Alavita is really good for your brain, collagen, sleep. This is one that I use every night. My husband does as well. And these three right here are just um, an incredible mixture of products that will help. Another option is instead of doing the Elevate for sleep is the Ice Wave. And actually, Ice Wave, this is a pain blocker, and this is the one that my husband was introduced to. And this one, if you've got pain anywhere in your body, obviously Eon will help. The Ice Wave, it does magic things. You put it on, and that pain, um, it helps that pain within a relatively short amount of time. And again, these are a couple different ways of putting your core pack together for you. Okay, Celergize morning. So they just came out with this last fall. Some of us got to sample it before that, and do not go without this. I ran out without it for like a week, and I wish I could tell you all the wonderful things in it, but I'm not the science person. I just know how it works. But I will tell you that it gives you energy, focus, clarity, and like I said, that's a that one every single day that one happens.
Yeah.
Um, and it's got sea buckthorn fruit again. Wish I could tell you, but I can tell you it gives you all the vitamins and things like that that you need for your body to operate as a powerhouse. We call it Superman juice. They also came out with Celergize Evening, another great thing. It does the opposite of what the morning stuff does. You take it before bed, and it really helps you get into a deep restorative rest. It works, both of these work really, really well with the patches. And I can tell you that I wake up in the morning and I feel rested, not just slept good, but rested and restored. So the water machine, this is coming. So I think it's coming out March is the last thing I heard, possibly February. And this one is a goo goo gaga. So they take light and infuse it into the water. And when you drink this stuff, um, it's mind blowing. Again, energy, but I noticed like I no longer had pain in my hands. This water is just you got to get your hands on it when it comes out. Okay, so oh, oh, okay, yeah. We just had a very large event. We're getting ready to have a practitioners, and we'll get that one up later. But every Monday and Tuesday, you'll find us here. On Monday nights, we're going to do the patch intro. We're going to do some questions afterwards. On Tuesdays, we go through the intro, and then we also do a deep dive. And I don't know what Cami has in store for us for tomorrow, but we're going to do a deep dive. And so it'll be a little bit longer, but you don't want to miss it. There's so much information I learn every single week we do this. And on Wednesdays, you can also join Marcy, who has really taught us so much about these products and touched all of us. But she also does what we're doing every Wednesday at from 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, so get with the person that invited you to this call. We're going to do some Q&A, but get with them afterwards if we don't answer all the questions. And they will help you figure out what the best start is for the patches. Due to FDA regulations, we cannot advertise in USA, but we do across the world. And one of the cool things about LifeWave is if you care, you share. And in that, we can help you show you how to get your products paid for. And it really as simple as, we wouldn't be here if we didn't believe in it as much as we do. So let's go ahead and let's get together our X39 patch giveaway. And Cami, I don't know if you've had a chance to pull the names and
I have not yet, but we'll go ahead and thank everybody for coming to the call. And I'm going to stop the recording here and invite everybody listening to the recording to check out the deep dive tomorrow because it's going to be a good one. I'm so excited. I've got anybody with furry friends, furry uh pets, come tomorrow. We're going to talk about that. So I'm going to end in the recording, not the call, Huh,
Yeah,
why not?
we've only done that once.